means I can only count to 4. But we're going to try and get creative here. Bracket math, all right, Joe? We're going to go through the tournament, through all the brackets. They're letting us do some crazy things with the touchscreen here. You ready for this, Joe?
You bet.
All right, so I'm going to scroll over first. Now, we're going to break down the teams in different categories. First, solid candidates. So sort of break down what we've got here. 34 teams.
Yeah, so the first thing that committee members do when they go to start their selection weekend is they all vote on the teams they think are locks no matter what happens in the conference tournaments.
Okay.
That's kind of like this, and we're going to say 34 of the 68 are in that category. Today, I'm giving them an 85% chance or better to make it.
Okay, so you just chunk those out right away, and then that gets you to the next one, which is the auto qualifiers. Now, that's 23 additional spots. So is this where we start to worry about bid thieves?
A little bit, but what we mainly have to remember is all those conference tournaments are going to crown a champion, and most of them do not involve at-large teams. But they are 23 spots that have to be kept to go with those that we think are locks.
This is where mid-majors are always sort of, they're puckered up, Joe. They're trying to figure out what's going next. Now, that leads us to math. Thank God they have the screen do it for us. You got 34 solid candidates. You got 23 auto qualifiers. That means 57 spots in the field of 68 at this point you're done with, right?
And this is just about normal. Usually 2 weeks to go before selections, 10 to 12 spots I would consider available. We're saying now there are 11 spots available.
Well, that means we get to have some fun.
You bet.
Because if we got 11 spots for 23 bubble teams, we got 23 bubble teams here, and we getting fancy.
And
right
these are the most realistic candidates for those spots.
So we got to pick 11 of them. All right, I've got the pen up here with blue. All right, tell me who you
start with Indiana.
Okay, so Indiana, we're putting a blue check mark. That's 1 now. Okay.
NC State, current last team in.
All right, so now we got 2.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Big win this week.
3. God, this is
Providence, as hot as any team on the East Coast.
Oh, we're going to put 2 check marks next to that. All right.
Rhode Island hanging on by a thread.
And we'll put a smiley face. All right, so now, Joe, you get to have the fun over there.
All right, let's take it from here. We're keeping the Scarlet Knights. They're trying to make their first appearance in over 30 years. We've got, nobody else here, but teams trying. And then this whole last column because they're in alphabetically by height like us. Does that
so
count?
That's 11. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, okay.
The team I want to mention, Arkansas. The Hogs have Isaiah Joe back, aptly named, and they're really good with him and not so much without him. They're going to go down the stretch. They're only 6-9 in the SEC. I think they're going to get one of these blue check marks before all is said and done.
Woo! All right, this is your full screen that tells you everything you need to know about who Joe's got in, who Joe's got out. When you look at this, you just said Arkansas you think has a chance to get in. Somebody there that stands out that you think might slip their way out of this?
Well, I think the whole bubble right now is centered around the Pac-12. Southern Cal in, Stanford, UCLA out. The Southern California schools are playing the Arizona schools this weekend in LA. So by next week, expect some movement.
Yo, what is going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans? Welcome to the Pig Trail Network live show. Yeah, feel free to like, comment, of course, comment, and share the content if you guys haven't already. And tap the subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope you guys have had a great week. I received some really good news. Today. Out of nowhere, I'm going to go on about my internet again for just a second. I'll make it quick. Ozark Go was here this morning. They installed my fiber optic, and it goes straight to the house. I saw where they kind of dug the side of the house here. At least that's, I see what looks like where they dug in the new lining or the cord, the fiber optic. I'm assuming that's what it was. He said when he walked up, he said. He didn't speak the greatest English, but he said, I'm here to install your fiber optic. And I was like, oh, you're my hero, pal. Hey, Hug brothers and sisters. Doug Stubbs, what is going on again? Thank you, guys. Remember, please share the content. Tap that little arrow, that little awkward-looking arrow. Share it across social media. Make sure you tag me if you do, just so I can give you a like, throw you some recognition. I am so excited. The internet, I've told you guys, there's not a whole lot. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. Not a whole lot I can do about it. Okay, in this one, we're going to talk about. By the way, really quick, that also doesn't mean I'm going to have Ozark go like now. I'm still running off Cox internet, so I will have to. I've got to wait on them to officially come out here and get us set up and get the account set up and everything or whatever. So hopefully soon, I'll be running off Ozark Go internet. But I am for now still on Cox. Okay. A lot happened over the weekend. That was one of the worst weekends. So much happened that didn't need to happen. Arkansas goes 0 for 3 at the Shriners Classic down in Texas. I just vote just don't leave Baum Stadium anymore. Maybe I hope this isn't. I hope that's not what this year is, but it's so early, and I'm not gonna panic. I have done nothing but piss off friends of mine over this conversation. I'm just not panicking yet. I said this last year. And Casey Martin, guess what? He wasn't so great at times last year either. He slumped several times last year. I don't remember what his batting average was. I have a media guide around here somewhere. But they were still able to overcome, is my point, even with the so-so Casey Martin. But he always has his moments. You just never know what you're getting with him, especially when he fields the ball and slings it to the bleachers. But I'm not going to overreact yet. Let's wait until we're a couple, 2-3 series into the SEC play, into that part of the schedule. And if they're struggling, then okay. Then these games against Oklahoma, Texas, and Baylor did mean quite a bit. They were a sign of things to come. I hope that's not the case. I hope this isn't 2016 all over again. Or what year was it, 2014 or 13, when they were ranked like top 3 in the country, and I say they fell flat on their face. When you're ranked that high, you're expected to make Omaha, and they didn't. I can't remember what year that was. Someone's going to have to help me out in chat. I finally got my wife to go to games, and they lost all 3. Oh, no, it's Sean and his wife. You guys are jinxing the Razorbacks. Don't go to any more games, Sean. You were forbidden. You or your wife. Oh, no. I hope she doesn't watch this show. Oh, man. That's too bad. 2016. Oh, 2016, I don't think they were ranked number 1 in the country, though, were they? Casey's hitting will come around. Didn't he have some kind of surgery during the winter? Did he have surgery? I know they had a pitcher come off Tommy John's. Did Casey have surgery? I can't remember. Yeah, I think he'll come out of his slump. I'm just not prepared to freak out and panic like everyone is. Oh, the baseball team is trash. The baseball team is trash. That's literally what a friend of mine said. I'm like, what? Wait. Let's wait. What happened this weekend was bad, and I have to agree with that. So you walk into this game. By the way, Texas and Arkansas, and maybe was it LSU also? Those were the only 3 unbeatens to come into this tournament. Anyways, Arkansas sweeps Eastern Illinois. I mean, they scored double-digit. They have double-digit runs in 2 out of those 3. They won their first game 5-1, 10-1, 12-3 against Eastern Illinois back in the early part of or halfway through February. Then they went 4-0 against Gonzaga and put up a couple decent, 7-5, 9-3, 5-0, 9-5 in those 4 games. And then they get into this big. They take on the Big 12. They scored 7 runs on Texas, but they only got 3 runs on Oklahoma and 2 runs on Baylor. Hitting. I don't know, and I didn't get to listen to every inning of these ball games. I got to listen to little tidbits here and there. I got to watch some of it on TV. My plan was to stream the Texas game Saturday. Unfortunately, I couldn't because my internet was acting up, so I couldn't stream it. I was gonna since it was on YouTube, I was just gonna go in and stream it. And couldn't do it because my stupid internet. And they did come back. They found a way to come back into that game, and they dropped it 8-7. Valiant effort. No one blew them out of the water. I mean, again, you lost your opener by 3 runs, 6-3 I think it was Oklahoma. Was that Oklahoma where they had the real bad inning where Casey Martin overthrew first base? And that's another thing. Man, my dad and I were talking about this, and I noticed this last year with Martin. When he fields a ball and he tries to make a play and sling it to first, when he does manage to get it to first, watch the first baseman's foot. Watch how that first baseman has to adjust to that ball. He could field, and we had Phil Elson on the Hog Talk podcast. Oh, when was that? Last September, October, August. And he told us, I don't remember if we recorded this part or not, but he said Casey Martin will make plays that you only see at shortstop or at that position in the major leagues. He makes plays that has scouts drooling. But then he's just as likely to have some bad throws off a bounce ball in trying to field it. Phone's blowing up here. And he'll throw, and he'll force the first baseman to lift his foot off the bag, and you just can't do that. You got to deliver a cleaner ball than that. And he struggles in that area. So it's like a double-edged sword with him. We know he's athletic. Good Lord, I still want to know what his 40 time is. I want him to run his 40 so bad, and I want it laser timed. I want to know what he runs. But, he's slumping at the plate. But I don't know, even if you fix his game, no, it helps you in I think it was Oklahoma against, someone will have to correct me if I'm wrong. And he did that last year. There were some times where he really put Arkansas in a bind because of poor infield play. And his slumping at the plate, I think he'll come out of it. This is a guy that was touted as a first-round player. That's the caliber that he's been touted as year in and year out after his since his freshman year. And he's really, it seems like some days he lives up to that first-round talent, but more times than not, he looks like a guy that probably needs to come back another year. And look, we're way early to even be saying anything like that, but I hope that the consistency picks up. I hope his defensive play gets a little bit more, a lot more consistent, and I hope that he can get a little bit more, a lot more consistent on both ends there, hitting and his defensive play. They got some work to do there. I don't know if they just faced. I know they faced some really good pitching. Someone who knows a lot more about the Big 12 than I do said that Arkansas probably faced some of the best pitching that not only the Big 12 has to offer, but all of college baseball has to offer. And they still managed to. I mean, look, they got 7 runs on Texas against some pretty good talent there out of their bullpen. I don't know what to expect this year. I still think the talent that they have, this is one of the most talented teams they've ever had. It seems like it's all come together for this year. The buildup is huge. And if they fall flat on their faces this year, or if they come short of Omaha, I think a lot of people are going to be, obviously they're going to be upset, but I think a lot of people are just going to, I don't know. You feel like that hype around Arkansas baseball is at an all-time high. And maybe we should temper those expectations. You should always temper your expectations, I agree, but it's just I was really hoping they would at least go and get one. Couldn't do it. They're back in Fayetteville at Baum Walker March 3rd tomorrow. They're going to take on Illinois State. That's a 3 p.m. game. And then they start their 3-game series against South Alabama. And then after that, you got Grand Canyon. And then, like we've talked about before, Friday the 13th, they're taking on Mississippi State on the road. I really wish that game was here. My goodness. I really wish that game was here. Let's get caught up on chat. Ace of Valentine, what's up, my dude? Mr. T-Dub, sup, y'all? Casey's hitting. Okay, I already read that. Was anyone watching the trash cans at Astro Stadium? Broke his hand or wrist. I think I remember that. Yeah, he had something going on there. Yeah. Hogs have no shot to make the big dance. NIT bound, says Fishman. We did have 2 games with 12-plus Ks. Jared Alexander, seems like when Casey does make mistakes, they come at the worst times. You couldn't be more right. Oh, it's just so – and they're timely hitting. I complained about that last year. There was no clutch hitting last year, or it just didn't seem like. I know we could point to some examples, like, Kerstad in game 2, whatever. But I just haven't. I thought that was an issue last year. There's no clutch hitting out of this team a year ago, and but look, they still made a game out of some of them. I totally agree, Ty. We put unreal expectations on this team. Aaron Lovell says this is exactly what Arkansas needed. Stop thinking you're great and play the game. And I think Dave Van Horn was quoted as saying they're going to lose some games they're not expected to lose. Or I'd seen that. I don't know if he had actually said that or not. I know he was talking with the media quite a bit before the season, candidly, and I think he maybe had mentioned that. I don't know if he was talking about before in the past or if he was talking about this year, but I know I'd seen that quoted somewhere, and this is kind of his MO. Who gives – I mean, how meaningful are these games really when you're getting ready? You're not that far. SEC play will be here before you know it. Those are the games that matter. We've seen Arkansas lose some games. I mean, look at last year. Little Rock, come on. I mean, they still made the World Series, College World Series. So – and they're going to lose games. And I said this in the PTP, the Pictorial Pod, and I've said this, I think, on the Hog Talk, and I've said it here. They're going to lose games they have no business losing. I didn't expect them to drop all three of these. And let's be honest, Texas and Oklahoma. Texas last year, I think, finished really bad, but this year they brought everybody back. They're loaded down with talent. Their pitching is, from what I understand, the top of the Big 12 between them and Oklahoma. And so it's not like, again, they didn't get blown out. They were in every one of these games. They just, they got to fix some things. Little nip-tuck action going on, and let's hope Dave Van Horn can get these mistakes corrected. He'll get his bullpen figured out. He'll get the batting order. We've seen him kind of tinker around with that so far this year. Let's hope that he can, he'll straighten it all out. Finally caught you live, Greg. Yeah, Greg, what's up, man? 23 people watching, only 6 likes. I know. Get the likes up. It's this time of year, and this is why I've talked about going down to one show a week. It's really hard to do these shows. It's the time of year where no one, let's be real, unless Arkansas basketball is just completely killing it, it's not a lot of people going to show up. That's just the way it is. I remember last year I was doing my edited videos, and those videos did so poorly, and it's just the time of year. Spring football will get here, and things will get a lot more exciting. I'm so excited for spring football. Bring on spring camp, baby. Dave Van Horn is the GOAT. He will have it figured out. I think he will. I think that he will. I mean, he's just been incredible since he's been here. On top of the College World Series appearances. Let's discuss really quick, switching over to Arkansas basketball. The big topic of the show. Let's talk about what they did against Georgia. Again, this was a game I tried to watch, just got hammered. Not like drinking. I should probably say that. Didn't get like hammered, but I just was busy, was unable to keep up with it, possession for possession. Let's go over the numbers really quick. Your starters for Arkansas, only 2 of your 5 got into double digits. That was Isaiah Joe and Mason Jones. Both tied it up with the same amount of points, 26. So Arkansas shot almost 47% from the floor. And they still managed. I mean, they were down, what was it? I think it was 9 points before Georgia, or before Arkansas even put up anything. They couldn't get buckets to land. I think at one point Georgia was like 15-2 or something. It was ridiculous. Arkansas couldn't do anything. And then somehow they managed to close that gap a little bit and still shoot almost 47% from the floor, 37.5% from three-point range, almost 80% from the free throw line. They were 22 of 28 at the free throw line. That's not bad. With Mason Jones, oh, wow, shocker, 9 for 9. Isaiah Joe, 6 for 6 at the free throw line. Bailey, 2 of 4. Witt, 1 of 2. Witt, not a productive game. As far as scoring, not a productive game. He had 6 assists in this one, 4 total rebounds, 1 turnover, 4 fouls. Scoring-wise, not super productive with 5. Bailey with 6. This entire game, you wound up with 7 offensive rebounds. Georgia with 13. Sills coming off the bench, 21 points. 8 of 13 from the floor, 3 of 5 from three-point range. Really, Sills, from what I saw, kind of really saved Arkansas's rears there for a little bit, kind of got it going. 3 blocks in the game. Bailey with 2 blocks. Mason Jones got a block. He had 3 turnovers, 2 fouls. Georgia, look, these they shot almost 57% from the floor, everybody. 56.7. They were 38 of 67 from the floor, 10 of 23 from three-point range. I think that is, with that many three-point attempts, I don't know that they've given up that many this year. That's got to be, or I think one other game they gave up like more, not a whole lot more, but 43.5% from three-point range, 65% from the free throw line, 13 to 20 there. 6 players for Georgia off their lineup scored in the double digits. Hammonds, Kamara, Edwards, Harrison, Wheeler, and then Crump. Oh, Crump got himself 14 points off the bench. Edwards was a problem, 26 points. 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a steal along with Harris. Harris had a steal for Georgia. All 5 of their starters with double-digit score. Look, they I don't know. I really thought Arkansas would have this. Those aren't bad numbers. Those aren't horrible numbers. 47% from the floor for Arkansas, almost 38% shooting from three-point land, and almost 79% at the free throw line. You scored 89 points. Just give me those numbers. Don't tell me what Georgia did, and I would say, oh, yeah, Arkansas probably won that game. 9 of 24 at three-point range. Of course, you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable if you're in double digits there. We're taking that many shots, 24 three-point shots with guys like Isaiah Joe and Mason Jones and Sills starting to heat up out there in the perimeter. You would expect Arkansas to win that thing. And they don't. Their defense, this was the worst defensive, and that's easy to say. They gave up 99 points. Real easy to say, but it was the worst defensive effort Arkansas has had all year, and I don't think there's anybody that can argue otherwise here. They didn't absolutely destroy you on the boards. I mean, it was 29 to or 40 to 29 rebounds, 13 offensive rebounds to Arkansas 7. Similar bench production. So, yeah, Ethan Henderson, I don't know. Someone's going to have to explain to me what happened to Ethan. Started, but he only got 6 minutes and did nothing. Did he get hurt? Because I didn't see anything about him getting hurt. Someone's going to have to, keep me up to date there. What on earth happened? He was a starter. He logged 6 minutes, and then we saw Harrison Sills come in. But Sills continues. He has been just not enough being said about Sills. Witt doesn't do it on the scoring side of things, but he's able to make it work elsewhere. 6 assists. 4 total rebounds. I really need my glasses here. This is killing me. So, will they make the tournament? You guys saw the video that we played at the intro. Joe Lenardi has them on the bubble. He thinks they're still in it. Mathematically, they're still in it. I'm almost done guessing. It changes from game to game. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in chat. Do you think they make the tournament? Let me know. I'm late. I was frying crappie. Kelly, crappie. Let's see. Come on, football. I know, right? Football season. I know it. Let's see. GA made a lot of tough shots. Tip the hat is all I can say. I think worse than Tennessee loss. Yeah. No, he wasn't hurt. He nearly fouled out in his first few minutes though. Did he? Did he have that many fouls? Oh boy, he did. He had 4. That's what it was. That's what it is. Yeah, 4 fouls. We talked about that before. What is this problem? The guy comes in. How do you log 4 fouls in 6 minutes of play? How do you do that? Only Ethan Henderson. Chaney's up there. Chaney could come on the floor in the first 30 seconds, get a foul. Stupid foul. And we can call it ticky-tack because it's SEC officiating. That's going to happen. But Ethan Henderson could walk out onto the court and fart and get called for a foul. I've never seen anything like it. I think he is the most foul-prone player I have ever seen. The guy does not know how to play defense without fouling. Oh, man. Ethan, did you fart? Called foul. Personal foul. Holy crap, man. I cannot figure that out for the life of me. How do you do that? I told you I need my glasses. I was sitting there. I thought I saw 0. There. How do you do that in 6 minutes? I bet Musselman's like, man, just Just don't. You know, you kind of know within the first 30 seconds when he gets on the floor and he fouls, Musselman's probably like, no, we're not getting into this today. Just ride the pine. We're not doing this 4 fouls in 5 minutes business. This is ridiculous. Wow. They talked about it on the HTP today. Oh, I haven't completed the whole thing yet. I've gotten halfway through it. I got to where they were talking about the I need to finish it. I've been swamped. Been swamped with Ozark Go people coming in and out of my house. He plays defense with his hands and body instead of moving his feet. Yeah. At this point, I think they have to make conference. They have to make the conference tourney finals to be in the dance. That's where I'm at now. Because if you beat LSU and if you can win out, it takes a lot of stress. I don't think they have to go to the finals. I think they really you're going to have to win out, beat LSU. That'll be a nice win at home. Should have beat their asses on the road. Ooh, that was the second worst officiated game all year. You beat LSU. You win the last one, A&M on the road. That's a good. I mean, it's a road win, and A&M's playing a little bit better ball. If you could find a way to win those last two, get a tournament win, I think you're in. I think that's really all. I think you get those three at 21. Lenardi has been big on them all year. Lenardi, you guys saw that video in the beginning. Lenardi thinks they're in. I think if they can win out the rest of the season, get a tournament win, get an SEC tournament win, and I think they're in. I think that's what it's going to take. You remember what I said at the beginning of the year? I said 22. And that could still be the case. I don't know. If you guys think so, what do you guys think? They beat LSU, then I believe they make it. Azazian on Absurdity says, at this point, I think they have to. Oh, I already read that. They talked about it. Already read that. He plays defense. We already read that. Okay. Well, one of you answered. Do you guys think they make the tournament? Let me know. What are your thoughts? How do you think they finish the year out? It's LSU, man, 20-9, 11-5 in conference play. Arkansas 6-10 conference play, 58% or 57.7 according to the ESPN Basketball Power Index of winning this game. I don't know. I don't even want to guess this game. I think, again, mathematically it's possible. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, man. I just don't know. You're in between a rock and a hard place. If you lose either one of these final two games, I just don't know. I don't know how they get in. I just don't know. Then you will have to go to the SEC. You will have to go far in the SEC tournament if that happens. Mason Jones and Isaiah Joe are going to have to play some of the best ball. And what's crazy is how many 30-point games does Mason Jones have this year? Was it 7? Is that right? 2 40-point games? He had, two 30-point games last year? He's had 7 this year. Maybe it was 3 last year. Regardless, it's quite the improvement from Mason Jones from last year to this year. I just think that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to win these last 2, get one in the SEC tournament, and I think they got a good shot there. I don't know. Let's see. Sorry, Ty. Just don't see, man, too many losses. I think guys go NIT. I think NITs are probably more likely. I agree. I think NITs are more likely, for sure. Ladybacks are at 22 before the SEC tourney. How about them ladies? Yeah, Ladybacks should be in. Should be no question, in my opinion. Watched them play quite a bit in person. I mean, yeah, they got manhandled in a couple of games, but they are good. I mean, Toll-Free, oh my gosh, that girl is so talented. They've got some talent. They've got some scores. They got young ladies that can absolutely just tear it up. And Toll-Free is really exciting. Ramirez, they've got the talent. They've got an All-American on that roster. They're in really good shape. And I'm excited to see what they do. I don't even think they have to do much in the SEC tournament. The SEC in women's basketball is absolutely dominant. And with what they've done, outside of a couple of just not so great performances, of course, Porter and I saw a couple of those. They lost a couple on the road that were, tough losses. Got beat up pretty bad there on the road a couple times, but I think the ladies are in good shape. I'm curious if this team is built. I'm curious if they're built for an NCAA tournament, if they're built to go the distance. They've got some pretty good depth. Porter and I both, I think he would agree that they could still use some more size underneath. They got to get a little bit more aggressive in the paint, but man, again, when they're on, they're on. They're fun to watch. Those ladies are fun to watch. Can't wait to go back. I'm excited to see what they do the rest of the season. I can't wait to go back because it's a lot of fun watching them play. What's up, Ty? What's up, Mike? How you doing? Keep the faith, guys. Mace has 4 SEC players let's see. Mace has 4 SEC players of the week this year. Did you see that? He was right? Wasn't he I'm starting to really hate that word. Second round, they play the winner of the Auburn-Vandy game, so they ought to get 1 win. Then they play Mississippi State. Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll do. They might surprise people in the SEC tournament, the ladies. Again, back to the men's. I think what's likely is the NITs. I don't think, again, mathematically, they're not out of this thing. They still have a shot. But in my opinion, they have to close out the year. And again, if they split these two, then you got to go really far. Then you do got to play. You got to play for it all, I think, at that point to make the NCAA tournament. But they have to absolutely win these last 2. And it's going to be tough. There's no doubt it's going to be tough. The good thing is this is the healthiest they've been all year. And, they're okay to make it, but we'll have to wait and see. I lean definitely towards them making the NITs. Okay, really quick, NFL Combine. I had some former Razorbacks, had some interesting stuff. I don't know if you guys caught all this or not. But so you had Cameron Curl, Cheyenne O'Grady, Dejon Harris, McTelvin Agim go to the Combine. Starting off with Curl. On the year, okay, keep in mind, this guy on the year, he was 4th on the team in tackles with 76, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. Cam Curl. Measured in at the Combine at 6'1", 206 pounds. His official 40 time was a 4.6, which was 12th among all safeties that participated, and that was 20 total safeties. He finished 13 out of 20 of the safeties in the vertical leap with about a 34.5-inch vertical. 24 reps in the 225 bench. He did 24 reps. That was tied for best among all the defensive backs that participated. I didn't see the number there of how many that were involved. Cheyenne O'Grady. I think of everyone there, no one should have been shocked at his speed. Go back and watch his film. Go back and watch his highlight videos. But he's not real fast. His catch radius is unreal. What was that, his freshman year when he caught that ball kind of almost behind his back? His catch radius is great. Cheyenne O'Grady is going to have to sell scouts on his game film. It's going to have to lead away from me leaving the team early because that's definitely going to rub some teams the wrong way, rub some GMs the wrong way. But he came in at 6'3", 253 pounds at the NFL Combine. His 40 time was clocked at, so his 40 time was a 4.81, which is 14th of the 17 tight ends that ran. 15 tight ends participated in the vertical jump. Cheyenne O'Grady finished 9th with a 34-inch vertical. O'Grady tied for 11th on the 225 bench press with 16 reps. I think it was I don't remember the exact number on the amount of players that were, 11th. Yeah, he finished 11th on the 225 rep bench press. Dejon Harris, 5'11", 234 pounds. His official 40 out of 31 linebackers. He finished 18th with the 4.69 40. He had 18 reps on the 225 bench press, so he finished 14th out of 27 total linebackers that participated. He ended up with a 33-inch vertical leap, which finished 16 out of 31 linebackers. McTelvin Agim, Sixth on the team in tackles with 39. He had 5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Listed at 6'2", just shy of 6'3", 309 pounds. He ran a 4.98 40. Only 2 other 300-pound plus linebackers had a faster 40 time. He did 27 reps on the 225 bench press, putting him at 10th out of a total of 38 players. By the way, Cheyenne O'Grady on the year, 33 catches, receptions for 372 yards. His average yards per catch were 11 yards per catch. I'm telling you, he's going to have to sell the scouts on his film. And then he tied for the the longest reception of the year, which was 62 yards. He ended up with 3 total. I thought he had more than 3. I wonder if that's a typo. Did I typo there? And then Dijon Harris on the year was first on the team with tackles with 101 total tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 fumble recovery for a touchdown. I think out of all those, Cheyenne O'Grady's got a lot of splaining to do. I don't know how many guys get drafted. I don't know. It's not a great year in the NFL. It's been a while since you could be really proud of what the Arkansas, and we're proud of all these kids, don't get me wrong, but it's been a while since you've looked at the amount of players and how highly they're touted as going into the NFL draft, and they're the expectations have been set higher. I'll just say that, and I hope that changes soon. Love Cam, great kid. He is a good kid. We've had his dad on the show, good guy. They're a good family. The Curls are a real good family. We love all of them. We wish Cam the absolute best in the next level. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on him. How about that, though? He was 4th on the team with 76 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. A 4.6 40, and it's 4.6. I think he ran a 4.61, and then maybe a 4.6 was the second 40. They let him do 2. 6'1", 206 with a 4.6 isn't too bad, but the 24 reps, tying the best amongst all defensive backs on the bench, on the 225 bench reps, that's pretty impressive. Again, the combine really, a lot of these guys are going to be taken heavily when you talk about these back end kids in the draft. The guys basically 3rd round and back. It's all film heavy, don't get me wrong, but especially these kids that kind of fly under the radar. You got to really look at what they do on film. I've listened to a lot of podcasts and ESPN shows. They talk with scouts and obviously Mel Kiper, and it's really fascinating to listen to how they break down each player. And a lot of these kids, all kids, everyone that's in the draft, it's all film, no doubt. But especially these kids that kind of fly under the radar. When they go to the NFL Combine, they don't drop the great numbers, right? Or you get these guys that. You just sometimes get these guys, and my Rams have done this time and time again, they'll get these combine heroes. They'll get these NFL combine heroes, these guys that show up. You remember Darius Hayward-Bay went to the Raiders, drafted by the Raiders, like 6'3". I don't remember his weight. Tall, lengthy kid, ran like a 4.3 something 40. Drafted him in the first round. And you saw how that worked out. You get these combine heroes, and it's like, but, I don't know. They weren't given, Mel Kiper didn't sign off on the guide, then he must not be great. I don't know what your deal is, Oakland Raiders. But you see that year in and year out. These teams that take someone just because they're combine heroes, it's like, oh, wait, maybe we should have watched more film. Again, we'll probably be 4th or 5th. Might sneak back into the 3. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. That 40 didn't surprise me. He's an athlete. And there were DNs. There were DNs that are lighter that ran a better 40 that were obviously going to be more agile. He's an interior guy. I could see him maybe running the 3-4, playing outside because of his athleticism for that size. I think he's an interior defensive lineman. I think he's a 4-3 inside defensive tackle. That's what I think he is. And he finished top 10 on the bench reps. 27 reps at 225. That's not terrible. That's not bad. Cam popped up too quick on his 42. That hurt him. He is probably a true 4.5. Yeah, I didn't see. I saw his highlight, but I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. I just saw that number and I thought, oh, good for him. All right. Yeah, I thought he'd run a little bit faster. And to be honest, I thought his vertical would be a little bit higher than that. Because I saw him make plays the last couple of years where it just seemed like he was 10 feet in the air. So, yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it. What are we at time-wise? Where are we at? Let's look. Yeah, that's it. That's going to do it. 43 minutes is where I wanted to end at about 45, so it's perfect. I'm going to eat my dinner. Wife picked up some Taco Bell, so I'm going to go eat that. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate all of you and everyone in chat. Thank you for showing up. I know I've already gotten a DM about not getting a notification. Don't ask me. Take it up with YouTube. Take it up with Google. All right? Tell them, hey, we're not getting notifications when the PTN goes live. Latest HTP is up. Great episode. Porter, Jacob, Kyle, as always, they kill it. We actually got tweeted today by the official. Let me pull this up. I want to show you guys. I thought this was really special. We were followed by Chad Morris. Not any longer. The Hog Talk is no longer followed by Chad Morris, in case you weren't aware. They had Porter, and I haven't listened to the actual interview yet, but they had Jordan Weber on, the gymnastics coach. But they got this whole thing got tweeted out by, why is it taking forever here? I wanted to show you guys. Oh, yeah, right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Tweeted out by the official. Can you see that? That's the official gymnastics. How about that? Huh? Good job, fellas. Kyle, Jacob, and Porter slaying it over there. Doing a good job. I'll be there Friday. I'll be on the Friday show. Not sure who'll be with me. I'm not sure if we're doing an interview or not. But we'll try to keep you guys up to date there on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and the PTN. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, and you can follow me. I changed my Twitter. It's no longer Tyzilla83. It's now at Ty Hudson HTP. So if you want to follow me there, that would be really cool. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Be safe. Have a good week. Try not to lose your shit on social media if Arkansas loses. Everyone calm down. All right? NIT's what I say about it. Bring it on. I'm okay with that, and I think everyone should be. They weren't expected to do this, and they're doing it. That's okay. They're already above expectations this year by making the NITs. They're NIT bound. I'm going to say that. Everything else doesn't matter. If you don't make, and really making the NITs doesn't matter. I get that argument. Just saying. It's better than where they were projected. You guys be good. Woo Pig Suey. I'll see you on Friday. And don't forget, Thirsty Thursday, Pig Trail Pod. Go Hogs.